Hey guys, it's Kathy and Kelly here with Tech Savvy Realty Solutions. We have a special guest, Ashley Morton. She is our Flowdesk guru who is going to teach us so many amazing little ninja moves for Flowdesk, the system. If you're not familiar with it, it's like a way better version of MailChimp. Specialty for exactly what we're looking to do is capture more clients and get emails that actually want to be read. So, Ashley, tell us a little bit about yourself and what is Flowdesk.
Hi, I am Ashley Morton. Thanks for the lovely introduction. I have been a real estate agent for 5 years this May, but I have always been an entrepreneur and a business owner. So prior to real estate, I was a wedding and portrait photographer. And prior to that, I worked in as a senior editor for a major online publication. So consuming, creating, and pushing out content has always been an integral part of any type of business. And that's why I have aligned and adapted so quickly with Flowdesk as part of my real estate tools, because I think that it offers a lot of what the modern agent is trying to do in the way that we appeal to our audience.
So, how do you use it? So you have a course coming out any day now, right?
Yes, it actually just went live today, although we've already got a healthy little Facebook group put
Cool.
together. And in this course, I am taking someone who's not even signed up for Flodesk. So we are starting at the very, very beginning together. Not only am I holding their hand all the way through it, but I've actually supplied them everyone with a 50% off coupon code for their first year, which actually offsets most of the cost of my course in their savings. And through recorded videos across 9 modules, I take them through the entire setup process. So we're going to go over how to set up your account, what information you're going to need, a helpful cheat sheet of everything you should download prior to starting the course. And we go all the way through importing any current email subscribers that you have, maybe their past clients, maybe their family and friends, anyone who's in your sphere, to growing your audience through free and paid lead magnets. But we're not talking about social media advertising. We're talking about providing items of value that align with your target market. For example, we're going to talk about how to create my favorite lead magnet, which is a Halloween 4-pack ticket giveaway to a local Halloween event and a prize pack, so that you're capturing names, emails, and addresses of only local people who can attend this event to grow your email list. And I get hundreds of signups each year.
Wow.
And that's just one example. I'm going to give many, but what's great about the course is anytime I give you an example, I don't just tell you that it's an option. I'm going to create the lead magnet with you, provide you the Canva templates. I even provide free guides in my resources to give away to your clients, like local community guides that can't be found anywhere else. And then once we've got our audience started and growing, and we've got a couple of hundred subscribers, I'm going to teach you how to stay in touch with them on a regular basis in a way that provides value. So I don't want you just selling real estate to them all the time. In fact, Flowdesk also doesn't want you doing that. The quickest way to get booted from the program is to send listings through it constantly, because it's spammy. We've got the MLS for that. What we need is evergreen content that our clients can connect to. So I show them samples of past students that have taken my other courses and have created some really beautiful content. And then we design our own newsletter templates together, and we talk about the different ways that we can be involved in our community and impactful. For instance, clients want to know about local events in the area. These are things we're already sharing on our social media anyways. It's a natural connection to show up in their inbox with those same things. I'm a big foodie and a bit of a spa snob. So showing the newest favorite treatments around town, my favorite restaurants get highlighted once a week. And then of course, sneaking in that real estate content as well. It's not too disruptive to include a local market update or an invitation to an open house. And so we take them all the way through to the very end. And by the time they're done with this course, they're going to have 3 solid lead magnets, 2 that are free, 1 that includes giving away a prize pack of their choosing, and we'll go over how to do that. They're going to wind up with 3 newsletter templates that they can just duplicate over and over and over again until they're comfortable and ready to move on to what Flowdesk provides them. And then they're going to also have about a dozen video explainers about why what we're doing is important, how it's going to affect our business, and how we can use this general audience to start funneling down to figure out, okay, now that I know who's local and I'm working on becoming famous in my local area, how can I tell whether or not they're a buyer or a seller? And that's by providing additional lead magnets and content that they've already been set up to create.
Wow, this sounds great. I got a couple of questions. First of all, it's a system. You've created a powerful package. You're given a 50% discount for Flowdesk, right?
Correct.
So so they've already saved money there, and you said that kind of offsets a lot of your costs.
Mm-hmm.
And your email is free, so it's not costing with the email. You're giving them ideas on how to create a database, basically locally, which is your target market, right? I think this is really great. Now, can you show us some examples, and can you do Flowdesk for free at all, or is it a paid for thing?
There is a free option, but it doesn't work for what we need. So the paid email option is all that you need, and it's a really reasonable $34 a month minus your 50% off coupon if you pay annually and use that. So very, very affordable. I would say like $150 a year after that coupon.
Okay, so let's say they wanted to just test it out. Can they go month to month?
They can. There's no contract, so it's always month to month if you're not paying for a year in advance.
Okay.
Cancel at any time, and there is a free 30-day trial as well. So you can sign up through my link, utilize the free 30-day trial, and then upgrade once you're ready. So there's no risk.
Okay, great.
Before you do an example, I just want to kind of put a pin in your ear is basically say, before we're over, can we have maybe 3 of the top tips that you would say, because I don't want to give away your whole system, right? But if you could share with our viewers your top 3 tips of using Flowdesk, and we can do it at the end, just so that they can have a really great capture on what can we do with Flowdesk, even if they're doing the free version, or if, like you said, it's probably not ideal for the free version, but just be thinking about that, what we can do to offer 3 top tips.
Sure. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and then
Okay.
I will take you guys through my dummy account. And I call this a dummy account just because this is the actual account that I created in my course. So I wanted to make sure that my clients knew that, like, hey, we are starting truly from scratch. There's nothing that's been done to this. So we started very basic in our overview, and a lot of this information's, not accurate. So, we go through everything from account details to customizing your handle and what that should be, to connecting it to your email account, connecting it to your domain if you have one. Then we go into branding and how that's going to affect being able to build out. And if you are not tech savvy, I am literally telling you, okay, now we're going to click this dot with the stripe through it. I go over to Canva, tell you where to find your hex codes for your brands. We go through, for example, this double opt-in email here. As we go through it, I am showing you where to click, how to change the fonts, the size, the color, alignment, what this is for and where it's going and what the purpose is. And it's very, very tactical. We will go through integration. So we're setting up and connecting your Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and then plan and billing just kind of stays at the end. So as an example, you get the free 30-day trial, and it includes unlimited emails, unlimited checkouts, and access to all features. So there's nothing hidden behind a paywall when you're part of that 30-day trial. And then when it comes time to choose a plan, all they need is the basic email. It's $35 a month if you do annual, and then there's a coupon, and then only $3 more a month if you just want to stick to month, cancel at any time.
One question, quick question. Would you say that the average 40-plus-year-old would struggle figuring this out on their own, or would you I know you've got a course and you're looking to sell it, but do you think that a lot of them would kind of struggle with this without you? Because that's what I'm feeling.
Honestly, you don't even have to be 40 plus to struggle. So I will say that the majority of the people who have signed up and taken my course have been over 40, but because there is so much to this program and it's so robust and technical at first, I would say I actually have agents even in their 30s who just struggle with how much there is in the beginning. And so it's funny that you asked that, because I have taught mini courses on this at in-person events and at like a free recorded module that was a smaller condensed version. And they followed it along, they loved it, but then it was gone, right? And once it was gone, they stopped. Because while someone was holding their hand that one time, they're like, oh, I got this, I love this, I use that, but I've done nothing else because I don't have you there to hold my hand. And so those were a lot of the students who, even though I've already trained them once, they came to the course so that they get that lifetime access, which I promised for 5 years, and they can watch it over and over and over again. And because I know that there are people doing that who are just getting stuck at maybe this one spot or this 2 spots over and over again, every single video has chapter labels so that you can skip to the exact part that you need help with the most.
That makes sense.
So once we have set up, the next thing that I take them through is importing their audience. So I show them, what's a CSV file, where they're going to find their CSV files, how to upload just one subscriber at a time if that's what they're looking to do, and what kind of information they can put about subscribers. We're going to bounce back to audience in just a bit. But from there, we educate on forms. So one of the most powerful tools in Flowdesk are the forms, aka lead magnets, aka lead capture tools. And this is where you're collecting information about your local community. So I'm going to show you my second favorite form. My first favorite's the giveaway, but this is the free option. So I want to share this with your viewers. If you want to get quite a few subscribers in a very short amount of time, you're going to want to create a local community guide. And you can do this for free in Canva. I supply a custom one done for you in the course. All you have to do is make it appropriate for where you live. On average, they're about 20 pages, and it's just your favorite restaurants, parks, shopping centers, annual events, local activities. And what I love about local guides is it's great for anyone. If your target market is families, this works for you. If your target market's empty nesters looking for things to do, this works for you. So older kids, singles, couples, everyone wants to know how to become more involved in their community and explore hidden gems. And they also want to be the person in the know so they can share with their friends. So get to know your local community. Share this in Facebook groups, moms groups, neighborhood groups. Pinterest is a great place to be placing lead magnets because that's where people go to find local content. And then, of course, posting it on your personal pages as well. You're going to get signups. And what's very ninja about this particular landing page and specifically is that it collects their first name and last name, and then we get to know a little bit more about them. So we've got a couple of evergreen questions. So I'm a foodie or local activities. This is going to do two things. The first thing that it's going to do is if you don't know what to talk to your audience about, they're telling you, right?
Yeah.
They're checking this box and telling you what they want to hear about more. But they also might be downloading this guide because they haven't moved here yet, or they're looking to move to a different location. And maybe they want to know more about the best areas to live or relocating to a new area. And what I've done in this guide in particular is actually created tags. So if they click best areas to live, they are automatically labeled as a potential buyer in this Flowdesk system. So I know later to send them information. Maybe I'm going to send them my buyer guide or my relocation guide. Or if they're looking to relocate to a new area, I tag them as a potential seller because people who are relocating typically have some sort of primary residence already. I just need to figure out what. Your next ninja tip is to put their information that you've gathered in Forewarn because it should populate an address. And if you plug that address into the local tax records, you will now know if they're the primary owner or not.
Yeah.
And then you send them a CMA. So it's ninja tips like this that I teach people. How do you take your local community and funnel them down to figure out who's buying and who's selling? And also, how do you become famous within your local area?
How are you seeing this on the back end? Like now they're starting to respond. How are you seeing that piece?
Sure. So it's not going to show in my dummy account, but I did do a test so that anyone taking the course will see how that plays out. And what you have are these tags.
Gotcha.
And tag is associated with either a field or a form that they have filled out. So my dummy fill-in shows that I'm a potential buyer. I filled out something else, so now I'm a past buyer. I entered to get the community guide, so I'm local. And these, the more that you interact, the more that you send, the more lead magnets you send them, because you can send a lead magnet in an email at a later date, right?
Yeah.
They'll keep engaging with you. And what's really powerful about this is the average open rate for an email subscriber on a Realtors email list is 19%. My subscriber open rate, and let me back up, sorry. What that means is that for the average realtor, every time they send out an email, only 19% of their subscriber list opens it. The rest aren't interested. My open rate and the open rate of people who took my first workshop, so we have 1 year of data to go off, is over 50%. Mine's 62, and most of my students are firmly in the 50s, so more than double.
Awesome.
And we all use Flowdesk. They've all taken my training, so I'm really proud of that. And I think it just comes down to getting really specific, talking directly to the topics that they're interested in, and finding that balance between being a pillar of your community who's in the know about a lot of things, but also seen as a real estate professional.
Love all that. It looks like a beautiful system. And once you implement just a couple, like how long does it take you to set that up, you think?
From start to finish, the recorded modules in my course, if you do 3 landing pages, you set up Flowdesk, and you do 3 email templates with me holding your hand, it's 1 working day. It's 8 hours for all of it. And you will have a fully robust system ready to go.
Wow.
Awesome.
Are you able to filter that out? I saw you had a little filter button in there. So 2 components to this. When someone responds, are you alerted, or how does that happen? And then are you able to filter like say at the end of the week, okay, I'm back ready to work on this at the end of the week. And now I filter out everybody that responded to wanting that buyer's guide. And now I got an hour worth of time and I'm going to focus in on sending out those buyer's guides.
Oh, I don't make you send out anything. We create a workflow that automatically sends it out for you. Now, personally, I am not a fan of drip campaigns. So I want to be very clear that this is not that. You can create a drip campaign if you want, but I feel like that goes against being authentic, communicating to interest. Everyone knows when they're on a drip campaign. So what we do is create a workflow. And I created a workflow in the course specifically for that free community guide. So like I said, I never just leave your hand hanging. I'm going to take you through all of it.
This is a really big deal. This right here. I love workflows because it's if this, then that scenario, right?
Absolutely. So as soon as someone signs up for that community guide, they get the community guide tag. So they're added to that segment. The minute that they become added to that segment, we have set up the flow to immediately email them this gorgeous email. And of course, this is just a sample, so things aren't totally filled out, but they will click this and it will auto open in a new window. So we're not navigating them away from their email. And the guide will be there, all 20 pages. And I walk you through exactly how to do that and even give you the resources if you need to do something drastic like resize your PDF.
Awesome. That's really great. That's the best, actually.
And then because I'm not a fan of drip campaigns, it does end after that, but I do teach you how to expand if you'd like.
Okay.
And then once we've, I feel that you should start sending email newsletters right away.
Yeah.
But I focus first on those forms and freebies so that you don't feel like you're talking to the same 5 people every week. And then we move on to creating newsletter templates. And by the time you're done with the course, there will be 3 for you. And I am a big fan of layouts like this, so we're driving them other places. For example, number 1 might be a local restaurant. Number 2 might be a blog post for you. Number 3, a link to your video market update. Number 4, local activities. And number 5, something to do this weekend. And so we just go down section by section. We fill all of this out together. And then I show you how to duplicate and create a template so that you can just duplicate over and over again. And that way all you're doing is swapping out the business name and link, and it saves you infinite time. And that's how you go from sending a monthly newsletter to being able to send a weekly newsletter.
Very good. Very good. I love this.
It's got such a pretty look to it. It's very inviting and warm, and I think I would open it, and I don't open emails.
It's very aesthetic for sure.
Yes. Okay, so what are your top 3 little nuggets? I know obviously you have some ninja stuff that goes on in there, and you'll get into that in your course. But for a new agent wanting to utilize this, what would you say would be the top tips that you could offer?
Sure. Tip number 1, start with the templates that Flowdesk has for you. They offer a variety of, very in-depth, like that 5, to just maybe a couple of photos and a few sentences. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, you start with that. Number 2, consistency matters. So at minimum, you should be sending a monthly newsletter to your subscribers. Anything less than that, and you actually see your unsubscribe rate increase. it is better. Your unsubscribe rate lowers, actually, still going from monthly to weekly. The more consistent you are in their inbox, the more that they want to hear from you, especially if you're providing value. And then number 3, you need some sort of lead magnet, even if it is the most basic. Just join my newsletter, and you should have a link to that on your Instagram, your personal Facebook, and your Facebook page, as well as your website at the very minimum. So you could do all of that in just a couple of hours on Flowdesk if you want. And so those would be my biggest takeaways.
I think for me, what I see, so many agents are struggling, like, I don't know how to get leads. This may be what seems to be a slower process, but this is a solid process, right? I mean, you're building value and depth and loyalty. And that's the difference of getting paid for leads. And we were just talking about that. When you just keep giving content and value and content, as simple as what's going on this weekend, like we had St. Patty's Day, your email would have been about different St. Patty's stuff, right? And people are like, I want to open that. I want to know what's going on. I want to go out, And I see a way to build a database quickly that's people want to know, like, and trust you. And the more you give them stuff, this is it. I feel really good about this. And with your course, I mean, people say, I don't want to spend that much money. It doesn't sound like it's that much money. If you're already getting them 50% off, you're holding my hand and saving me time to figure this out. Time alone just saved me money, right? Yeah, this is powerful. I'm a fan.
Definitely. So Ashley, thank you so much for being with us today. And we'll be sure to get a link to your course so that all of our viewers can see that. For all of you all watching, make sure you like and subscribe. We'll tag Ashley in all the things so that you can contact her directly as well. And we look forward to seeing you and on different, I'm sure you're going to come back with other webinars, so we'll be sure to bring you on back as well.
Yeah,
that's wonderful. And I love what you guys are doing. And please let me know if I can help in any way. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.